What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video I'll show you step by step on how to draw a German Shepherd. For today's lesson we'll need some white paper, sketch pad, and a pencil. I'm going to start by drawing off with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick. Now I want to begin by blocking out the basic shape of the head before we get into the details. So let's start by sketching a line coming down the center of our page. We're going to start at the very top in the middle. It's going to lightly work our way down the center. Coming all the way down using these short lines. Let's move to the center and draw another line going across from left to right. Now I'm going to use these two lines to help us create a circle in the center of our page to define the size of the head. So from that center point, let's move up. It's going to mark off the top of our circle right about here. Let's measure this distance from the center down towards the bottom. And we'll do the same thing across this horizontal line. So measuring the distance from the center over towards the left and then over towards the right. Now I'm going to connect the center point of each mark with a curve to create our circle. And the circle doesn't have to be perfect. Just using this as a guide. Let's go back and just readjust the shape and just smooth this out. Let's add another line coming down the side of our circle. So we're going to start with the left, coming all the way down towards the bottom. And do the same thing on the right. And you want to stretch this up towards the top of the ears. Now with our circle and guidelines in place, we want to start locating the main facial features with the eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. So let's start with the eyes. We're going to start by splitting this left side of the circle in half. So right about here, it's going to mark this off. Sketch a line going up and then down. Let's do the exact same thing on the right. So find that halfway point. And then we're going to draw a small circle around that center point for the eye, going all the way around. And do the same thing on the right. Now from the eyes, we're going to work our way out to adding the details. So we're going to start from the inside. Let's add a fold, coming in and then up on either side. Now from the inside, just going to curve the muzzle, going out and then down along that center line. Now along the bottom, we're going to sketch a circle, going slightly larger than the eyes for the nose. Let's extend these two lines coming down the side of the muzzle. And then just underneath the nose, we're going to curve this down and then up. From that center line, let's angle the mouth, coming down and then out towards the side. Now we're going to go back to the outside of the eye. We're going to add a fold, coming down and in towards the side of the muzzle. Let's go back up to the top, round up the cheek, and then pull that in. It's going to come down just underneath our circle. Now at the top of these two lines, we're just going to flatten off the head with a straight line going across. And then from that same point, we're going to draw the inside of the ear. We're going to bend this up and out towards the left and right side. Now I want to round out the outside of the ear, going out, and let's just pull that in towards the outside of our circle. Now just underneath the ears, we're going to add that fold of fur going around the neck. So start on the left, going out, go around, and then in towards the middle, and then do the same thing on the right. Let's step down, add a fold for the body, going out and then down. Now that we have a rough sketch, let's go back and clean this up by erasing some of these guidelines. Now we want to use this rough sketch as a guide to help us refine the shapes and add some more detail. Now I like to start with the eyes. I'm going to bring this in along the top of the brow. It's going to add a fold coming down towards the bottom corners, just sloping the eye along the outside, coming down. Draw the bottom of the eye. Now we're going to add a small highlight circle on the top right side. Add a small circle in the center going in behind the highlight. Enhance that fold in the center, in between the eyes. Now from the eyes, we're just working our way out. Just adding some more folds. Let's add a small patch along the top. I'm just going to lightly shade this in. Work our way around the side. Now we can modify the placement and shapes if we need to, so I'm just going to raise the nose a little bit higher. In the center, going up. I'm just going to square off the nose. Let's add the nostrils with 2 ovals on either side. Bring that down towards the middle, towards the point. It's going to lightly shade in the nostrils. Now I want to also raise the mouth up higher. So start with a straight line coming down the middle, round up the mouth, and out. Just raising up the chin. You can see that I'm adding a little bit of fur texture along the outside of the cheeks, just brushing this around the side. Going up towards the eye. Let's go up to the top of the head. Bring this down in the middle. I just want to round out the tip of the ears, just taking out that sharp point. Also adding a little bit more shape to the outside. Now along the outside, along the bottom, I'm just going to add a few folds. Just coming around the side and in. Add a little bit of fur along the side. Bring that in towards the middle. I'm going to add that fold on top of the ear, going up toward the top. Let's add some fur across the bottom. Now we're going to darken up the inside of the muzzle on the bottom, so we're just going to add a light guideline going across. We're going to come back and darken up the bottom area after. Also going around the cheeks on the bottom. I'm going to go back and just clean up our drawing one final time before we add in our contrast and shading. Now once we're happy with the general proportions, I'm going to go in and start adding some more contrast and details. So we're going to start with the top of the eyes. Just going to darken this up and come down along the side. Also adding some more folds and enhancing the edges. I'm just going to darken up the center of the pupil going around that highlight. And we just want to feather that out along the sides. Let's darken up the bottom of the eye with a medium shade, and then fade that up towards a glare. And I want to enhance the fur texture across the face. Start with the inside, go around the eye, and then down the side. I'm going to add those 2 little patches just up above the eyes. I'm going to move down and start adding some detail to the nose. I'm going to switch to a 0.9 millimeter, just to add a little bit more darker contrast. So let's darken up the bottom of the nose. And we're just going to fade this up towards the top, towards a highlight. Let's darken up the top and then fade that down. So we're going to enhance that highlight just along the top edge. Now we're just going to work our way around the ears. We want to smooth out the tops and then add the fur across the bottom. So as we come down towards this wrinkle, we start to add some longer fur coming in. And with the fur, we're just darkening up the tips and just blending that in towards the inside. Let's add that soft fur along the inside, along the base of the ear, and just brushing that out. Now I'm going to go and start adding those dark tones around the face. So we're going to start along the side. I'm just adding a little bit of a glare along the bottom. So a little bit of a highlight edge on the bottom. Just pulling that shadow along the top. And right here, we're just going to blend this up. Go a little bit higher in the middle towards the point. We'll darken up the chin and then fade that up. Now I'm going to switch to the side edge of my 2mm mechanical pencil and start adding some more shadows. So I'm going to soften up the shadows around the face. I'm going to switch back to a thinner pencil and add those fine details inside. It's just enhancing that fur texture. Now as we get closer to the end, we're just going to tighten up our shadows and add a little bit more detail, and always be sure to sign our artwork. And that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of a German Shepherd dog. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single day. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.